Hey everybody, Merry Christmas! It's Christmas Eve and I'm Sarah, the Real Simple Mama, and these are some birds who think that they've been good this year. And the video that I'm going to do today is you're going to help me give my girls their Christmas present a day early. I have gotten them a flock block, which is this gigantic 25-pound block. Like a treat block, and so I'm going to show it to you real quick, talk about it for just a second, and then we're going to go put it in there and watch the girls' reaction. So it's nice and warm out here. We've got some neighbors celebrating Christmas, so this will be interesting. But this is from Purina. I paid for this and got it at Tractor Supply. I don't remember exactly how much it was. I think around $18 or $20. So I'm not sponsored by them. They didn't give me anything. So, but it's just a free-ranging extra supplement type thing. This does not replace their food, but it's kind of the same as a salt block in that it's like, you know, a huge gigantic thing and you just put it out in their zone and just leave it. Chickens don't need a salt block. It's just an equine comparison, if you will. So in it you can see we've got different kinds of seeds. It's going to be the equivalent of like a suet block type thing, but this is huge. It's 25 pounds. So me hauling it out here was super fun to watch, I'm sure. So I'm going to show you the ingredient list real quick, just so you can kind of get an idea. This is for adult birds, for laying birds, and essentially you're just going to put it out and you're just going to leave it, and however long it takes them to peck at it and let it disintegrate is fine. I have a few curiosities, a few questions. I'm wondering how it's going to do if it gets wet. I would think since it's out that hopefully after it got wet it would just dry and there wouldn't be a problem with it molding or anything like that, because that would stink. My food is right here, of course. In the coop I have a feeder, so I want to put this actually on the other end of their run so that some birds can be inside eating or doing something else and then the treat is on the other end, but that means it's going to be uncovered. I don't want to put it under that pallet because I want to be able to see them, because this is the first time they've had anything like this. And look, anytime I stand over here by this storage bin, they know it's treat time because all of their treats are in here, so they're going, lady, quit talking and bring it in here. So I'm going to open this thing up and then I'm going to sit with them and we're going to watch and see what they do. But this is their Christmas present. These stupid birds, like, they give me like, look, I have 5 birds and I get 1 or 2 eggs a day, and I went and spent like 20 bucks on this stupid thing. What's wrong with me? So let's see what happens. Ta-da, here we are. So I actually carried it in here in the wrapper because little pieces of seeds, of course, are falling off. Not a lot. It wasn't, you know, cracked or it's not disintegrating or anything like that. It's densely packed enough that it kept its shape really well. But I'm cheap and I want every single seed that I paid for it to go in there. So at first they were just grabbing the stuff off the ground. The instructions did say to put this in a plastic container. I'm not going to. But other than that, you know, there wasn't really any other kind of direction. Let me get closer so you can see what it looks like. Excuse me. They're only mildly deterred. Sorry, Callie, by my presence. What is that? What is it, girls? So the question is, how long is this going to last? Because today is December 24th and I'm actually going out of town. So it'll be interesting to see how much is left when we come back. Come on, Blue. Bluebird's hovering around like a little shark. Come on, tick, tick, tick. What is it? Get in on this, girl. And again, part of the reason I put this over here, I know it's not in the shade or it's not covered, but this gang of veteran girls, Lacey, Gracie, and Calypso, these 3, the hens that have black on them basically, they tend to get a little sassy when it comes to their food. So I thought, well, I'm going to put this on the opposite end of the run from their actual feeder. And as you can see, Flopsy is over there like, oh yes, the other chickens are over on that treat block. I'm going to come in and eat. Come here, Blue. Come on, Blue. What do you think, girls? Merry Christmas. Brats. I also have some bags of leaves that my husband got out of the front yard that I'm going to dump in here just to give them more to dig around and give them something to do. What is it, girls? So this thing is really solid. It's not like, you know, you barely touch it or you barely scrape it and little pieces start coming off. Sorry, Gracie. It smells good. It doesn't have a strong smell, but I mean, it does smell good. If you've ever made your own chicken treats or your own suet blocks or things like that, it's that same kind of, you know, slightly sweet smell. Come on, Bluebird. Poor Blue. Here she comes again. Come on. Tick, tick, tick. It's for you too, honey. Hey, Callie. It's her Christmas too. Poor Bluebird. Blue? Pretty bird. Pretty bird. Someone's been digging in my peach tree pot too, I can see. My neighbor's choice of music is terrible. So, apologize that you're getting serenaded. So again, this, you know, you just kind of drop it and you just leave it, but it should not replace their regular feeding supplement. I know some people, and this is not meant to be insulting or condescending to anybody, but I know some people think like they need to make their own chicken food. And I'm all about, for my children, my human children, trying to give them food that's not processed, not a lot of frozen junk, artificial sugars and all kinds of stuff like that. I get that. But what is the problem, Gracie? But with chicken food, I really feel like they've gotten the formula right, so don't mess with it. The amount of work it would take for you to get the exact, percentage of protein that you need, for example, and the percentage of calcium and things like that. I feel like store-bought feeds, and you can do medicated feed, you can do organic chicken food, but a lot of that stuff, I feel like, they've done a ton of research and they have a lot of money to get data, and I'm just going to let them do all of that, and I will trust them. So I'm not thrilled with the food brands that I have. The bags are affordable, but if you've seen my post about chicken food as far as crumble or pellets, which one is better, I just kind of show you the difference and see which one works for you. You're welcome to check out that video, but essentially I was getting really annoyed because the amount of dust, which it's, unless you want to collect it and mix it with liquid and turn it into a kind of mash, you can't really use it. Like, it's just kind of, oh, this is one of my favorite songs ever. Okay, neighbors, you've redeemed yourselves. This song is called Lights by Journey. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. Anyway, so just remember that their food is designed to have everything they need. Their food is designed to be the only thing that they need. So any treats, any kitchen scraps, any vegetables, any flock blocks that are $20, anything that you give your chickens other than their food is just extra. It's not required. It's not necessary. So, for me, it's kind of like, why mess with what works, especially when you're on a budget and a time crunch. So I have never experimented with making my own chicken food. I don't think I ever will. I also don't mess with scratch. Come on, Blue. Bluebird. Good girl, Blue. I love this bird so much, this chicken right here. It's okay. It's okay. All right. I'm gonna scoot over to me. I'm gonna sit here with a stick. Try to get some of these big fat birds out of the way, so my Easter eggers can get some. But I don't feel like, nah, you're gonna get the stick. Stop it. I don't feel like messing with what works, so I trust that their layer crumble or their layer pellets, it has everything that they need. So this is the first thing like this that they've ever gotten. They're not going to get any other treats for a while. This is going to be it, because whenever they want it, they can come over and get more. Come on, Blue. Come on, sweetie. So I'm curious now how long this will last with 5 hens. And I'm giving it to them in the evening now, so they're not going to get to do too much damage on it. It's not supposed to rain. And this certainly is not the kind of thing that I think you need to always have one out. Maybe if your chickens are in a tiny, tiny run. Mine get scraps and snacks and things on the regular, so I don't really feel too bad for them. Not that you can tell. Gracie makes the cutest little sounds. Come on, girls. Come on, girls. Chick, 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 chick. You're gonna get the stick. Come on. Chick, chick, chick. Now, I noticed a minute ago when I went to adjust it. I mean, if I really rub on it, I'm going to get a little bit of stuff to come off. Now, you notice the whole thing isn't cracking and there's not big chunks coming off, but I can get some stuff to come off. I'm trying to get some stuff over towards the Easter eggers. Just a little bit of stuff. But looking at it, I mean, there's sunflower seeds, a couple of different kinds of seeds. Right, Caliberry? But that's it. I just wanted to see what they did. Making sure that they weren't afraid of it or going to do anything goofy. This was their Christmas. Oh, come up so. Poor Flopsy. She's the bottom of the pecking order, as you can tell. They'll tolerate blue. Blue they're cool with a lot of the time. But Flopsy, they just... Nope, see, blue's right here. My darker Easter egger. Blue's gonna come hide behind me. Mom, she's being mean. You stop. Jerk. Here, give me that. This is mine. My black. Come here, Blue. Come on, Blue. Come on, Blue. Come on, Blue. Shh. But that's all that's going on. I just wanted to see what they would do. So certainly a once in a while type thing. Not something I feel like, oh, the flock block's almost out, I need to go buy another one. But just a nice little treat. Or if you're going to be out of town or something like that, or maybe you feel guilty because you don't have enough guilt in your life. What do you think, girls? So we'll see how long this lasts before they eat the whole thing. But I'm Sarah, the Real Simple Mama. I've got some bags of leaves over there that I'm going to come throw around here to give them something else to do. I hope you all have a very merry anything that you celebrate, wherever you are, whatever you do. We'll be back soon with more content. Again, I'm going out of town. They are in reliable hands. I have a friend who's great. She's a great communicator. She asks questions when she's not sure about something, and she and her kids love my birds. So they'll be in good hands, and then we'll be back with more content. So happy New Year, guys, and we'll be back soon.